Alright, so we are back here again on the Monulite SMP, and I'm also looking at the Discord because um, the owner said I have to probably move my laboratory right next to his, and I'm just going to read it because he sent this to me on June the 17th. He said, "You're still down for making a lab with me, right? Because I found a location." And I said I could do that. It would be a secondary laboratory I could visit. Well, the point of this lab would be where we experiment on all sorts of stuff. It could be your main lab. Or we have two districts or something. I'm not sure what he was trying to write there, but I think it was supposed to be something that correlates with the lore. But I'm just going to mentally reframe it as me just, visiting what's on the surface instead of just being underground. Because I always, stick underground. I also installed the waypoint mod or journey map, which makes things a little bit easier. Also, don't mind my... Okay, the skeleton went in there. Don't mind my allergies. I have pollinitis. So, I have to bear with this. I could have took some citizen, but I don't know if I want to take it today or right now. Is because I'd be going out later to do some driver's education or practice driving with my mother. And I could say that I'm getting the hang of the driving aspect. Like, I'm slowly understanding, but it still feels a little bit tricky to understand at times. But I'm just going to look at it as it's a whole learning experience. And I can also just speak in game just to, like, you know, talk it out because I mostly talk as I continue. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is get a lot of deep slate because I know it's going to be like a lot to have to harvest. I was thinking about building the lab right across because I'd rather have my own space, to be honest, because I tend to like it's fine that I can build a laboratory to somebody or close to people. I'll just say this. Um I'm comfortable with building my lab with other people, but I do need my own private thinking space sometimes whenever it comes down to just, me personally. Like I can get along with people, but I do need my own isolation to think because I can't just be interrupted every second and then somebody tells me to do something else and then this 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 and then this. I mean, I can go on and on and on, but that's how I process things. And I know that they still locked in the nether. And I don't know if... I just don't know the whole locking the nether idea. So it's sort of like I'm forced to like wait on the pacing of the lore or their lore just for me to do something in create. Because I mostly just exist as a scientist, but just to be myself. Like, that's pretty much what my lore is about. Just to be myself. Like, all I just do is just do what I normally do. But some people want you to perform a particular way just because it just somehow makes their stories feel real. But I can't believe I have to move everything to that new location just because, one, they don't want me to build close to another person's area when it comes down to lore, which I completely understand, because they want everything to somehow fit in a narrative or script. It's sort of like, it's like they want their universe to make sense. But I'm just a person that genuinely just love to learn new things and play the game for fun. Like, I'm just being a scientist that's just mindful. Kind of strange that some locations are laggier than the others. Like, you can see the frames drop when I look down. Or is it like where I'm, or maybe because it is the water wheels. I think if I remove those, the lag will like go down significantly. I know this is a mine shaft. Also, maybe later on I may have to go out for driving practice, because I went to driving practice at 5:30 p.m. But what we had to do was get something to eat, which was Popeye's chicken. And I was just sitting there just minding my business, just thinking about like what I'm going to do when I get home. But mostly it was just me just to learn how to drive, learn how to make lefts and right turns, learn about parallel parking. But I don't think parallel parking is necessary, but I guess it's just something to learn, just to say, I would say just in case I may have to parallel park. But it still feels very new to me, and I can sometimes second guess when I pull into a parking spot. But I'll say driving, I'll say I'm you know, I'll say I'm doing good with that, but I'm still learning. Like, everything is just a learning experience. Some people say I'm this, or I'll say just running a lot of compares and contrasts with others. But all I just say is I'm just learning. We still got ways to go. I think once I get enough deep sleep, then I could just do it for the flooring. I think the good news is buying us using Origins mod, which allows us to select a class. Since I'm a Technomancer, it does give me night vision for indefinitely, so that would mean I don't have to use torches or lamps, but the problem is I may still have to put down some redstone lamps or torches just to keep things lit, because we don't know what they'll we don't know, you know, when the mobs are going to spawn in. And also I do have slight indigestion because I'm still processing the chicken from like, I would say 3 hours ago. And I still have leftover chicken. Felbin journey map. Okay, so we have is like different locations. We have temple and we have the floating island. I would say those locations are probably already marked by like others. But it's insane that I have to install this mod independently. Just for that case. Plus, I don't know if one row is probably enough. Because I can always, like, mine more. Yeah. I think I could just do that. I just have to think rationally. I mean, because I think once I learn about making a drill... But too bad we can't make, like, a create drill that allows us to break a 3x3. But I think once I make, like a contraption that's a drill, I may have to learn how to make it move and how to use create to make machines. Then I could collect more deep slate and then start making some more interesting floors that gives it that feel of like it feels industrialized. But it's going to feel different from Craftopia, since Craftopia just felt more like I had to use Tech Reborn for the most part. But I did use like some other mods like Refined Storage. I would say that's like one of them. But I think since we don't have like any storage mods other than just chests, let me see. So we have chests. What about barrels? So we have standing barrel. Interesting. Laying barrel, so we can add barrels, but I'm not sure we can put stuff in it though. That's kind of the thing. Storage. Oak storage cabinet. So I believe we could put stuff in here, but again, I don't think it's, you know, storage that I don't think it's like the type of storage that I'm thinking it is. So I guess we gotta probably use the vaults just to put like a lot of stuff in. We have to learn how to use Create's vaults. But this is good though, since I am learning more each day. Like, I don't know Create too well, other than just making elevators, making indefinite amount of iron just by using cobblestone. There's just a lot of things I know, but I don't know everything. But it feels refreshing just to see how far I can go with in this SMP. And another thing too, I'm trying to think about once I guess, you know, maybe when I feel ready, I could probably do a showcase in the SMP just to mostly talk about Create. I know there's a lot of videos on YouTube about the Create mod, but mostly those type of videos, they might only explain like a few things, which is helpful, but I might just show the experience of me just learning the mod in real time, because you guys probably just want to see how I process it. Like, I know some things, but once I'm introduced to something that's new, then you'll know too. Okay, so now we have a row, and we got a lot of carrots. I might as well just go ahead and I might just harvest some of these carrots, because I might just keep, I would just say I'll probably just keep a few carrots for like somebody else, because they said somebody is going to be like coming around here to probably, you know, they might need food, since somehow the lore says they gotta be underwater but they can't eat food. So I gotta give them some food so they can have quick accessibility to. And just gonna go and sleep in the bed. Go look at the coordinates so I can see where I need to go. Because he sent me the coordinates to go to this particular spot. But I could always try to do it in a different way. I know I have to like haul a lot of the stuff over. We have a lot of stone because I'm trying to make the floor out of cobble deep slate. But I might have put like a mixture of other blocks. Okay, okay. So I might as well just make a stone cutter. Okay, we don't get cut by that, so that's a good sign. So let me see here. Cut diorite. Okay. Polished cut. Yeah, I will say this one looks a lot smoother. Not sure you can put it back in there. Oh yeah, you can put it back in here. Yep, you can put it back in here. So let me go and find a place to start the lab. So I'm just gonna walk out this door. Alright. Again, I might have to collect some of the amethyst, unless I gotta come back here for amethyst geodes. Yeah, I could probably just use the cutting board and just do that. So it's time for us to look for the coordinates. So I think if I gotta push like J and then type waypoints. Okay, new waypoint. So I have to. I don't know what the X and the Y is. So let me see here. So the X coordinate is okay. I'm just trying to see like where it is. I'm just gonna probably put like 80, and then the Z coordinate is and the Y coordinate. I'll just put 86. I'm just going to call it new location. And I'm just going to click save. And I'm going to look for where this is. So, where is it? So if I go, okay. That's hella far out. That's a long trip. So I will say I have to go that far out. That's far. There's got to be a better way to transport all these items. He's really just telling me to basically uplift everything, and then I gotta come back and forth to pick the stuff up. And let me just type in boat. Oak boat with a chest. Okay. So I might as well just make another chest then and a boat. Because I'm just saying to myself, that is a lot of work. There we go. And plus, this is my first time making a chest with a boat, because I never do that before. So this would be the first. So I have to travel 2,739 meters. But the problem is, if I use the nether, I can get there a lot more efficiently. Since, you know, something about the logic with when you go travel like 8 blocks, you probably travel, what, 32 blocks in the overworld. I don't know how the conversion work, but what it's like I have to physically travel there. That is crazy work. But I'll definitely miss this area since this was supposed to be my settling area until they want to come in and tell me to go far out now, which is quite absurd. Like, I'm literally looking at the coordinates, and that is far away. And I wish I had a saddle just to take a horse, but... So I'm forced to walk through the plains. I know, pig. I got a long way to go. This is literally a journey. A whole adventure here. And also, eventually, I'll probably have to make some iron armor just to wear that instead. Because, I mean, wearing diamond is fine, but I think iron is more fitting for me. Since it kind of fits my my internal feeling. But honestly, how can anybody get there? Plane. We don't even have immersive aircraft, so I can build a plane. If I had a plane, it would have been easier too. But I'm not sure if Create Aeronautics is actually in this. Actually, let me check the Cursed Forge. Okay. So we have create train parts, create hypertubes. Wait, we got hypertubes, threaded trains. Okay, what's hypertubes? I'm just going to try to learn what this is. This mod is currently in active development. Okay, hypertubes. Oh, okay, so if I made hypertubes, then I could probably access it's like a pipe. Okay, so it's like a transfer pipe. That sounds interesting to try. But it's going to require pressure though. And I don't have the speed rotational forces because I can't go to the nether. This does create a lot of issues because now I have to bring my stuff and then walk all the way out and do it again. But I wish we have the carry on mod. Like if you actually see what I'm actually having to go through, this is literally a hike. Like, this is an entire hike. If I had the if I had like a waystone, if I have a waystone, then it will probably be quicker. And that's if he set one up all the way over there. But at the same time, I'm looking at the screenshot. It's so far away. Like, it's naturally far away. And it seems like, it looks like he flew over there and take a screenshot of me just to go right there. But I'm so far away, let me see. I'm so far away from the floating island that he says he wants people to build to the island, but how can I build to the island when I'm that naturally far away? The logic is just not making sense here. To me, it doesn't make sense. Because that is so far. I mean, I would rather be close, just to help and, be around others. But it seemed like the reality is this seems like total isolation. But that's fine because I'm used to it. And it's getting laggier here. Don't know why, but something is rendering. And let me just turn down to like 12 because I'm not sure why I put at 16. This is going to be a crazy amount of work. I wish there's a I wish we can, like, carry stuff long distances. So I gotta walk all the way out here. I could probably turn off the shaders. Okay. Okay, we're hitting around the 20s. Huh. But it's not about the performance, it's about the experience. That's what matters. Man, it's heavy here. Mm-hmm. I didn't even make a shield yet. There's a creeper. I'll say this is probably the only useful time to use diamond armor. That was Legacy. He was just sending me more about his script for his animations. It's interesting stuff. Okay. So let me just go out in the middle of the ocean and just disable that notification. Because I will just read it. Okay, there is a dip in water somewhere. Not sure what happened. But I have to go this far out just to settle. But that's if I could try to rebuild everything over here and just be familiar. Maybe just, I guess, just, get comfortable. And then I could try to make my journey back. But I'm not sure about the other blocks and stuff. I don't know if I want to, like, collect those or just leave them there. Or just dispose them. Because I might just take the ore and probably the diving tanks. And the large wheels, too, I'm going to have to bring with me, too. But man, we are so far away. And we are glowing for a reason. And I guess that means... Oh, wait a minute. Interesting. So when we have this chest right here, we actually open the GUI. So I guess for us to glow for a second... I think Loyalist is nearby. So let's just go to this new location. That's understandable. Alright, so let's see. Park the boat. Okay, so everything stays intact. That's cool. Never knew about chests and boats. At least this Minecraft music keeps me relaxed, though. That might have been his flight location. Alright, so let's see. So right around these coordinates. So out in the middle of the water. But actually, I do see this island right here. Wait, I did see something over there. Oh, a jungle. I might build here then. I'll be close to a jungle. I love the warmth. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. $20, $21. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So the middle will be right here. So we gotta do this 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I may have to move that palm tree. I have allergies. But this migration is going to be a very busy one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let me just cut down this palm tree. But all I just need is like a sapling. There we go. I think I just have to wait for those leaves to decay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's going to be a lot of rebuilding. I was trying to see if I can try to make the rooms any bigger. Unless I just want to make it to like a circle. But I could make it a square since I guess squares just seem easier for me. But if I try to make it to a shape, then I can probably do that. Eat some coconut slices. Has magnesium. And it's also similar to drinking a bucket of milk too, since it also can remove like debuffs as well. So coconuts are useful as like alternative milk buckets. Okay, so how do you want to make a circle? Hmm. Not sure I gotta place down some sand. Hmm. Yeah, this is why I need my diving tank if I ever want to just fill the bottom with sand. Just to give it some weight. It may not look like a circle. If it's still a square, I just gotta deal with it then. Wow, I did not see a creeper there. Where did he come from? That actually shocked me. I'm just gonna call this my laboratory. Because I actually spent time building this. A lot of time. And once it expands and becomes big and whatever the case may be, it's gonna be my laboratory at the end of the day. That's interesting material. I think all this excavating and traveling is going to make me hungry in real life. Oh. Okay, so we have an ink sac. Just gotta get some paper and some leather, and then we got ourselves a buck and a quill. And I think it's just gonna mostly just to write down my notes, or maybe I might use a clipboard. That's affordable. Now all the mobs want to start charging at me because I don't have a shelter set up. Alright, gain a skill point. I may not even be able to use the skill points unless it's probably near the end of something, then I probably will be able to use it. But I think what I'm going to do is just not use it and just save up on my points. I think what I'm going to do first is place down this floor, and then I can start adding designs later on. Right now, these mobs are just stockpiling because I don't have a bed. And I think that's one benefit about having deep slate as flooring. Its blast resistance is a lot stronger than mobs. Yeah, I gotta travel 3,000 meters back just to pick up my bed, which my laboratory was at a very nice spot until they had to migrate me just because it's for lore. I was already comfortable, and then I have to adjust. I think I could have just taken my bed. Then I didn't have to deal with none of this bow spamming nonsense. Alright, so we deal with this part. Alright. I would say this is an interesting diamond. But you see all these mobs out here. It's really hard to see anything here because the mobs are just kind of just not in the frame. Or my trunk is not in the frame. And look at my diamond armor. It's taking a beating. Huh. This is probably a good front just to see the water. And I think when the sun... This is actually a good sunrise. Definitely a good sunrise. And I could probably just put the glass like right over here. Just glass and probably glass here. Might have to calculate it. Alright. So now I just gotta make some chests. Because I definitely did build all the way out here. Just for lore. Just for the lore. But I just exist. I didn't even have to come out here, but I have to. Because it gives me something to work with and more places to explore. So, you know what this means? I have to go all the way back to the floating island. Means here. So I have to go all the way back there. This is definitely an endurance test, honestly. And also, what if I place this chest down and I place down the bread? Oh, I thought it retains inventory. It would have been nice if it can retain inventory, but we don't have shulkers. We don't have crates. We have to move everything manually. Man. Actually, I think what I should do is mark it as my laboratory. That's probably like the only thing I could do just to make myself remember where I live or where I reside. Because I do live in my lab sometimes. Be close to the machines. So let me just make a waypoint here and call it my laboratory. Save. There we go. So when we come back, I could just do more. And the good thing about it is we have a lot of glass around, so that's going to become very helpful in the long term, since we might make different types of enclosures and different rooms. We have a lot of trees too. Probably good for fuel or maybe other processing. So we have to travel all the way back. But I have to see what I really want to take with me though. And plus I might have to place the boat just to see like what items I can store. But again, I also have to see like how many things I can take with me. Because I don't have like I don't know. I just don't have anything I can like carry bulks in. So it's like I'm forced to do this the long, old-fashioned way. So I'm just gonna... Where's that chest? Did I broke it. There it is. Oh, turtle. So I have to walk all the way back. I mean, this does force me out of my laboratory just to appreciate nature. Yep, some lilac. Man, I have serious allergies. But all I can do is just worry about the next task. mm. Sorry, Mr. Cow. I need some food. And a book. Okay, there's a ruined nether portal with a piece of gold there. I might try to see if I can just take some of that obsidian and just reuse it. Ooh. I mean, some free netherrack. I'll just use it for scientific reasons. I still can't believe we can't go to the nether. And oh yeah, and netherrack is good for mostly like cooking food too, so I can probably like cook food. So let me just... I'm not sure if I want to break all this obsidian though, because I might just do it like another time, or oh, I think the gold is gone. Oh, I got it. Maybe another time when I probably just want to place or maybe break some obsidian with a mechanical drill. It will probably just make things a bit easier instead of me just standing there and just mine. Like a bedrock breaker. Yeah. Okay, now we have sugarcane. Okay, you can see that the textures is a bit wonky here. You can see some floating leaves. Like, what happened here? But there's a lot of mycelium. Ugh. I have indigestion. Okay, what type of ore is that? Or is those just leaves? What's this? Pale moss. Interesting. And what mod is this from? Okay, so let me type it in. Okay, pale moss. So is this like supposed to be where the pale garden's supposed to be? Because it does sound very silent here. So this might have been the pale garden, and then they just mycelium, and then everything else kind of overrun it. So it's a quiet mycelium biome. But you can tell that some things were, I think, copy and paste. Like, look at the water here. You can definitely tell this was like, okay, great. Now, I thought the boat was just gonna like go up, but it sank down. Great. Wow, that looks very interesting. So this is a large cherry blossom. That's a very big structure. Very big structure. That tree is like 100 times or more bigger than us. But it does seem like somebody is already living here. But we still had to continue this long hike. That's the real part. The hike itself. Because I gotta see if I wanna use Frostwalker on the boots or just use protection. If I use Frostwalker, I can just walk on the water instead of just using a boat. But that still doesn't solve many problems since I still have to travel thousands of meters just to get to that location. Eight hundred more blocks to go. I do apologize for the performance, but yeah, there we go. It's disabled, so now it's a little bit smoother. Shaders makes things nice, but I'm not sure, ever since there's like other mods in here, it kind of just plays with the performance. I know the creepers are falling behind me. You gonna throw stuff at me? There's the island. We got long ways to go. Have to move everything. We can get a new cutting board, a new furnace, a new crafting table. I just gotta take things what I will and wouldn't take. Iron nuggets. I'm gonna take the carrots with me. I might just take whatever I can take. Raisin, cherry blossoms. I need some steak. Take my diving tanks, because I definitely need those. Okay, there's like a few things I may. Diamonds. Zinc. Okay. Yeah, I'll just say this is going to be a very messy thing for me just to up and just move and relocate. There should be like another mod that allows us to move a lot of stuff. But this is quite grueling, because it's like I gotta move. It's like I gotta move everything. Yeah, this is gonna be rough. Unless I really want to like rebuild everything and then start from scratch. And then this would just be a very empty area. There might still be some water or whatever around. But this is reality though. Since I'm trying to, it's like undoing hours of work. I'll have to move every damn thing. This is grueling. This is very grueling. See, if I could have just used another portal, I could probably just get from there to there in like whatever time, and I can just use some math and just try to figure it out. But since I'm doing all this by foot and by boat, this is very grueling. Some people might not think it's grueling, but it is grueling if you don't have like anything that can help with making the transition feel easier. This feels like this kind of feels like just walking out to, this kind of feels like it's like walking to another state just to watch a movie theater. If you get what I'm saying. It's like walking all the way out there to get to a movie theater. Or if I'm trying to imagine how long it took me to get from there to back, I would say it's roughly around, I might even say at my pace, walking to conserve my hunger. It's like 20 minutes. I might say 20 to 30 minutes. So it's going to be a very long hike. And I'm looking at the coordinates because that's what he said I could build my lab at. And if it's something else where it's like if they say you didn't have to move, I'd be like, so you told me to, it's like you're telling me to move there. But in reality, that is a hike. It's like you're literally making me move everything that I've just got myself situated in and comfortable in. Now I gotta move there, and I gotta physically carry everything that I have. I wish there was like something where I can just, shoot, at the thing, shoot somewhere where it just shoots everything across the map and just lands at that location, but it doesn't work like that. I have to physically and mentally get to this location. This is one hell of a hike. I could befriend a wolf, but I don't have any bones. At least he could be soothing for me to know that I'm not alone in this. I think when I return, I'm just going to probably just see if I can try to take some of the ore or some of the ingots, get the crate items, and I would say create the materials, the resources, the blocks. I think for the blocks, I probably would just either toss them out or just you know, just get rid of it and just make my time a bit easier. I'll say for the inside, I might just leave the flooring as is, just to leave it there as if something was originally there. I mean, they might turn it into something else, but I mean, at least I made it open for them, and they might change it to like whatever. I mean, I do have this impulsive thought, though. I was thinking about just going into the nether, see a blaze, capture one blaze at least, just one damn blaze, and then just move on to make brass. Because I can't just be sitting here waiting for lore to happen. Like, I have to continue my research. I can't stay stuck in one stage because I'm not speedrunning the game. That's kind of like the whole point. And if I ever go to the nether, all I'm just going to do is build like a smeltery in there because I don't want to pollute the overworld. Because when you smelt things, it causes pollution. So I might thinking about going back in there just to focus more on just building a smeltery because that's what I'm going to be focused on. I'm not going to try to, you know, I mean, they're going to try to process it in a different way. It's understandable, but when the lore for me is just to exist, I can't just wait until there's a queue. I gotta continue. And I'm curious because I want to make brass, and once I make brass, then I can automate. And when I automate, then I'm really set in the motion because it keeps me motivated. Because if you lock it behind, I guess, pacing for the lore, all you're just doing is dragging out an idea, and then you're just making us bored. But somehow your story has to be real, but it just holds us back. I'm just going to say it's mostly just a pacing issue, honestly. And I'm just being transparent here. Like, sometimes my thoughts do, like, shift from one point to the next. Like, I'm very mindful about it. But again, I can't stay stuck at level 1 forever. Penny Diver. I remember I did a showcase for a Monulite mod, which we have to... This stuff is basically only useful for coins, but I doubt I'll do anything with the Monulite other than just make armor and try to study the armor to see how strong it is. But again, my experience is going to be a lot different from theirs. Because I'm going to go into the nether just to see if I can get my hands on a blaze. Just capture one blaze for the blazing burner. And then I can mix to make brass. And then once I have brass, I can automate. Then I can make deployers. And then boom. Then I'm already set to doing some cool things. Because I really want to do this stuff. I do. To keep me hooked onto something, I have to just let my mind wander. Let me experiment. You can't just keep locking things behind a wall or an invisible wall, because that's how you stop creativity from flowing. I'm just saying this in a creative standpoint. If you get what I'm saying. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm going to need this stuff because I might just going to go in with just... Okay. I'll probably just go with a diamond sword. You know what? I'm really trying to see, like, what do I need to keep and what I can toss. Because I think this is all I pretty much need. The boat is just used for, like, transporting me around. So now we gotta go all the way back to our old laboratory, our old makeup lab, to pick up everything. But I really gotta see, like, what can I take. I really wish it was like a body of water and it just takes me here. But again, I have a lot of plans and a lot of ideas. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is maybe go to the nether and go look for a nether fortress and just lock in a blaze burner, and then I can begin making brass and zinc. Because I can't stay stuck at level 1. And what's this? Is this flax? This might be flax. Flax? Yep, flax. This is good. So when we have flax, that also means we can get string without actually having to kill spiders or anything like that. These mobs need to leave me alone. I think once I migrate over here, I probably don't have to come out as much. I could just exist and just do what I need to do. Because again, it's a very messy experience. Just gotta go through a lot of this walking through every chunk on this SMP, while they have rules saying you can't go here, you can't go there, you can't loot this, you can't loot that. I mean, I'm trying to make brass. I mean, I'm not even trying to beat the game. I just want to experience create so I can make some very intriguing machinery and then produce productivity so I could make some very interesting contraptions. But if I can't have access to that, you're basically locking me out from even starting. It just creates a lot of paradoxes if you think about it. But I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is get the crate stuff out of there. Maybe take the lava bucket with me and then set it up like I did and make up another nether portal. Means I gotta break down the old one, and then they're gonna see that there's an old spot that I used to live, and I might have put up a sign that says I migrated, because I definitely did migrated. Because for one, I have to move out there just to remain in compliance, and then 2, I still gotta continue doing my research. A scientist can't never stop. Science never stops. It continues. Because I want to continue making discoveries. I can't just be locked in the Stone Age. But that's just me. Most people would think I would have to edit this out, edit that out. I'm keeping it real. This is the experience. This is what happens when you play something that's lore-based. It's like you can't go here, you can't go there until they're ready. It's more of like we're going at their pace, but I want to go at my own pace. But my pace isn't really fast. It might seem fast, but I'm still just playing within the within the rules. Because if I go to the Nether, why would you lock us out the Nether? It kind of doesn't make sense. I mean, I would see it as beneficial if we were like playing Minecraft factions, but this isn't factions. This is an SMP. An SMP. We're not trying to reach F-top, try to get blaze spawners and then piglin spawners and stuff like that. This is not 1.8. This is just us, enjoying our experiences here. I'm also looking at the time too, because I know I'm supposed to be going out for a drive, but my mother told me she might take me out depending on her emotional state. But again, I'm very mindful of fickle behavior when it kind of just shifts from one thing to the next or one extreme to the next. But this is the reality. having to walk back, then walk back again. And I think when I walk back this time, it would definitely just be getting the crate items and some resources that's important just to make my time a bit easier, while everything else kind of just stays there. I mean, I would say if they want to use it, or I might just say this way, if you guys want to use it, then go for it, because that might be helpful for your builds or whatever. Because I may not use it, I might just find alternatives or just make something happen or work. But it's quite unfortunate that I have to move, just because I need more isolation. But I'm very excited, though. A little bit uncertain as well. Because if I try to go to the Nether and just light up the portal and then go from my laboratory all the way out there, I might even be spawned in a different location just to access the Nether. But all I'm just going to do is just pick up one blaze, probably just one blaze, just to mix one thing up, because luckily it doesn't require like it's like I gotta capture a blaze to put in the blaze burner, and then once I do that, then I could just probably take a few pieces of netherrack, maybe, I don't know. I might, but at least I can make brass. And then once I have the ability to make brass, then I'm fine. I also keep checking tab every time because I have to see like who's online sometimes. Because sometimes I do feel like I am being watched. Because they might log in and log out, but they're always watching. It's just that instinct, that feel. So I'm just going to get all my important stuff out, and this will be my last trip back here. And once I get what I need, then I could just make up some signs and say, take whatever you want, use whatever you want, because I'll be all the way out, and coming all the way out here or back to the floating island would just be, I don't know. Because I know this is supposed to be for lore, but if I'm that far away, how can I actually interact with this environment? That's kind of the thing. I mean, it does create a paradox, though, if you think about it. But I guess I'm going to see how they're going to work it out, or how I'm going to work it out. Because all I might do is just be too invested with Create, learning everything, and be happy to learn it. And then they're going to see me run, like, different types of machinery. While they're, I guess, still continuing on with whatever around the island. But I do have a feeling that they might be working with Create as well. But I don't know, because I don't think, like, there's got to be somebody here that knows Create a little bit. Like, I can't be the only one that knows Create. And we are back from a long damn trip. got all the string. Again, I'll have to take what's important. So I know kelp is important. Well, actually, yeah, I might just take some kelp just in case there's none growing around there. Okay, andesite is very important just for andesite alloys. Copper. I'm going to take some blocks of amethyst. I would say it might be useful for like different pieces. Okay. This. So yeah, I'm going to take everything that's related to create. Because I just want to. And I'm going to take everything here. This place would definitely be empty. Once bustling with cogs, now you don't see nothing like that. Alright. Take the lava. Okay. Okay. Alright. So let me just eat this piece of bread. So this is what they're only gonna see. And I might as well take the torches too. I might as well. This would just definitely just be like a very dark cave or dark little area that I used to mine. Because this is what happens. You're kind of just forced to move from one spot just for lore. I'm not sure if I already have lilac. Okay. I can always get some more andesite, but I'm not sure if I need bamboo shoots. Maybe. Just for like sticks, but what? Okay, lunch basket. Okay, lunch basket. So okay. Spikes, I can make traps. Bamboo basket. Interesting. I might have to check into that. Armor stand. I'm just going to... I have to be rational with my stuff here. Okay. So, I'm going to go ahead and make a sign. Because I can always make another cutting board. Alright. Emerald. Might take the emerald. Yeah, I'm really just working with very, very minimal storage. So we got all this stuff here, which I don't care about. They can take whatever. Shears. They can take whatever here. They can take whatever. So I'm pretty much cool for now, or good. String. Because I can always get it from flax. Or from wool. Milling. So I can put flax in here. Yeah, so since I have some flax seeds, that makes the job even easier. So I got my bed. I'll just say this will be once an area. now it's just empty. I'm just going to destroy it. Even though he said don't destroy it, I'm just going to destroy it because I actually built this thing. And I'm going to go to the Nether to get a blaze, because that is what I'm going to do. Just to get one blaze. I'm not going to raid anything. I'm just going to get one blaze. One blaze isn't a lot. I mean, even though they're going to try to kill me out there or incinerate me, and by me being a technomancer, at least I don't have to deal with the burning sensation, because their origins, or the role players, they have abilities where it prevents them from going into the Nether, so they incinerate immediately, unless they have maybe fire resistance. But I don't have any fire resistance, so that's kind of the unfortunate reality. But since I'm migrating all the way over there, which is also my home as well, that would mean they won't have any access to oxygen, since I kind of, have a station for that, for people to have oxygen and the ability to, charge up their tanks to breathe on the water for 15 minutes. But without that access, you kind of have to learn how to use create on your spare time. So I'm just going to collect maybe like a half of these amethyst blocks, because I don't want to be too stingy. I want them to have the budding and whatever. So a whole block of amethyst crystals. Amethyst crystals, or amethyst. But I do imagine making amethyst armor. Alright, so this is a farewell to this once productive area. Now we gotta continue on with our research. I'll still keep these torches here, just in case somebody wants to walk up here. Not sure who would walk up here. Maybe the fish person, maybe whoever. They can walk up here, and if they want to get back to the surface, you gotta get past the dripstone caves. You gotta climb up these steps, and then you're up near the cherry blossom biome. If I would have still be here, I would have built an elevator to make myself go up and down, or maybe to go to the floating island easily. But since they kind of pushed me that far away, I'm kind of having to move out there, just because I've built a tangible spot for me to think and just to exist there. But still, this is quite sad though, since I have to move out there. And I know, I've been doing a lot of snorting and a lot of sneezing. I have a stuffy nose. Some people might block it out or mute it just because it sounds gross or whatever. I understand. But that's what my body does. Our bodies do that, naturally. You can't stop the biological urges. You just have to process them. Great. We got 2 skeletons. I think the truest hell would have been is if we had to deal with the infernal mobs. If they existed, that would have been rough. That means each time you're going to have to be extra careful, because you wouldn't even know if a baby zombie has the ability to destroy blocks and teleport. It's just, I mean, I've been playing Great Tech New Horizons, and them infernal mobs, they can sometimes be the pain. And dealing with them, you gotta know what they're gonna do next. They kind of put you on edge. Especially when you try to build a multi-block that takes you like 3 hours to build. A zombie villager. I wish I had a golden apple and some weakness, but I don't have anything at the moment until I go to the nether. But I'm not gonna brew anything. I'm just going to mix some copper and zinc to get us some brass. And then once we have brass, then I could try to make the mechanical arm or even the kinetic. I think I have to try to make the kinetic the precise mechanism, and then once I do that, then I can begin making the mechanical arms, and then I can, oh no, are we really doing this where, okay, since I am a technomancer, I gotta stay on the low profile, meaning it's a lot dangerous for me because technomancers are not vulnerable against thunderstorms. So I'm going to sleep on this. Just doing it for survival reasons. Because I saw that thunderbolt and I don't want to get killed. Because I remember when they were doing the meeting for this SMP, they said the technomancer, when under a thunderstorm, if I get shot by a thunderbolt, they said I either immediately die or the damage is more greater than 50%. Unless that's cyborg, but I'm not a cyborg. I don't know. But luckily I did do what I had to do to stay alive for another walk or another minute or moment. I don't know what to elaborate there other than just knowing that we survived it. And luckily, I don't have to worry about editing none of this out. None of it. Because I just won't. Because it's a part of the experience. You can't edit out life. You gotta keep it in. It's all part of it. I tend to make mistakes, and I learn from them. Sometimes I might repeat them, but I can only be mindful of my own actions. And you have a nice day, sheep. I'm just still gonna go all the way out here to my new laboratory or new home so I could make myself feel comfortable. Because it's my home and my laboratory. Unless I can build like a home within my lab. Oh, my bad. I thought that was the boat. My nose. We are moving a lot faster on boat. That's a lot of kelp. So, at least we're not too far from kelp where we needed it most. Unless I want to make a farm that harvests kelp. But I'm not sure how create machinery function underwater. I think it probably does function underwater, but I may have some uncertainty or skepticism. But I think all I got to do is just run it like a test and just to see if it works underwater, and I can try to like harvest some kelp and then automate it and then put it through chutes and pipes, and then we got ourselves a functional kelp farm that automatically does it. And the kelp is only going to be used for because I'm trying to see like what can kelp be used for like further. So you have algae, a planter grows cane and bamboo and crafts things made with them too. I'm trying to see what. So we have a tackle box, dried kelp. So it's only used to make a tackle box and some kelp soup. Ooh, okay. Kelp soup. Yeah, this is the reason why I definitely need to go to the nether. I can't just keep waiting. I gotta go to the nether. It might be my impulse, but as a scientist, I have to continue science. I can't stay stuck on the starting. I can't be stuck in the Stone Age. Like, science is about advancing. Like, that's really what it is. Advancing. Because if I learn how to make mechanical or kinetic energy, I have to continue it so I can make it efficient. But don't expect me just to make like what? Like be OP or whatever. Because that's not what the fun is about. The fun is mostly about extending and seeing how much or how more would I know. Because I'm always learning something new. Like, that's what it's about. Learning new things. And it's 10:07 p.m. Not sure it's way too late for driving. Because again, like I know I gotta drive probably tomorrow or something. But I know that I gotta go to a meeting and it starts at like 12 p.m. which I have to go out and not go out, go online and do the onboarding process so I could be in the IT program. It seems like this IT training program is doing everything they can just to like it's like they're doing everything they can just to really just make sure you don't like just sit around. It's like they want you to be very active. It's kind of like they want you to be so active to the point where you're literally just doing like random things just to stay in the program. It's kind of, I mean, I understand their purpose, but I do find it quite annoying. But as long as I keep myself, updated on what's going on, then I'll do okay. Alright, so now that we have moved everything, and this is our new laboratory / home, now I can go ahead and build a portal to the nether again. And this time, I'm only going to get what I need to grab, which is a blaze. I think for this, I might have to try to, like, situate it, where it's, like, I'm not sure it's going to be, like, a perfect square or whatever, but I really have to figure out, like, how am I going to, where I'm going to place that, portal. Because I'm pretty sure I could probably make one of these sides flat, or, make one of these sides pretty flat, or something like this, and just still put the portal down. Or I could probably make the entryway a little bit wider. Just make it a little bit wider. It'll probably be like a wider portal. Which I don't mind. Because I never tried to make wide portals before, but this will probably be my first time doing it. So let me take this off. Go underwater to get to that ruined portal over there. I would say I am quite adaptable in some cases. Sometimes you have to learn to adapt to stay alive. Okay, so we gotta walk all the way over there. Actually, I could just... Well, I can't run. I can only walk. Wow. Okay, what's this on the ground? Are those barnacles? That might be barnacles. Interesting. But it's interesting that we already have like tons of netherrack right in front of these ruined portals, so we kind of have access to the nether, but the only thing that's lacking is a blaze. Like, that's probably the only thing that's lacking. Let me just break this one, and then I'm gonna see if there's like a chest. Oh, lodestones. Wonderful. When you have lodestones, just gotta set a compass and it just takes you to where you need to go. And then we have crying obsidian. I'm just gonna mine it just to harvest it. But I do need to see like what other uses it can be used. Respawn anchor. Okay. So that's probably the only usage is a respawn anchor. Okay, I think I hear a drown. Yep, I hear a drown. He's probably seeing me, but I don't see him. Or see it. Ow, okay. Ow. Yep. Ow? Okay. I'm just trying to make sure there's like no trident variants. And man, walking with these diving boots, it feels like we're skating on ice. Okay. Alright, take these off. Let's fly to the surface. Or swim to the surface. Alright, so now let me just collect some of this clay. Bricks. This would probably be my first big portal that I might make. But I'm not sure if I build this portal, will that also make the portal bigger on the other side, or would it make it smaller? Because I'm still trying to see how it works. Because I remember players used to make the portals very big, and then they were trying to see how they were able to get the gas out. Not sure if does it like build a big portal, you know, back over there. I'm just curious because I've been playing this game for a long time and I just want to see how it works. Okay, put that there. Alright, so let me place down my bed so I can sleep in peace. There we go. Now let's begin building. I'm going to take this with me because I don't know how big it is, but I'm going to try for science. No spider, leave me alone. It's not nighttime. It's day. There we go. And then I do like this. Alright, so this would be a big portal. Okay, so it works. Creeper, leave me alone. Okay, I might as well start building a little higher. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start building higher so these guys can't keep walking over it. Because I understand, but still. You got mobs that just come over here impulsively, trying to kill me. And there's always like some neighboring blocks they can just crawl on. Okay. Alright. Okay, we should be fine for now. I have to check. Okay, we're fine over here. We should be fine. Now, we have Aqua Affinity, Golden Helmet, just in case. We're not going to be doing no trades or anything. Well, will I? Nah. I think the only thing I'm just going to be focused on is, yeah, I think I'm just going to focus on the blaze. Just getting one blaze. So let's see. Okay. Journey map. So if I go here, I'm going to mark it as portal. Okay. So, since I really don't know where I'm at, but okay, Bastion. All I just need is basically one blaze. One blaze. Wait a second. Okay. Create a waypoint. I'm gonna call it Fortress. And the portal size is actually pretty small. So how were they able to get the... That doesn't make sense. How were they able to get the gas from one place to the next? I'm just going to collect some quartz. Because I do need it for machines. I can't... Like, I need machines. I can't just sit and wait. Like, I'm building a lab, but I want a lab that functions. not going to be doing no trades. Just getting one thing, which is the blaze itself. Just one blaze. And I know since that portal is right there, I also gotta, yeah, I do need to get over there. Because all I gotta do is move all my smeltery, because I think I might just work on the smeltery, move it into the nether, just to make it feel like it's part of the immersion of pollution. And somehow this Aqua Affinity Golden Helmet lets us breathe a little better in the nether, so we can kind of just, you know, explore here. Trying to say in the most lore accurate way as possible, because, you know, the nether is hot, it's hard to breathe. Aqua Affinity has a little filter system, so we can breathe out here without no problem. And interestingly, the piglins run away from zombified piglins. Don't know why, but maybe because they're infected counterparts. But it's interesting how they don't attack me when I have a golden helmet on, because again, I have a filter on, so it lets me to breathe in this very toxic environment. But it's not permanent; it's temporarily. So I can only be here but for so long, and I do need to get up there to that particular spot, because all we're trying to grab is one blaze. That's it. We're not trying to rate the place. We're not trying to get netherite or anything, because that is not our goal. Our goal is different. It may seem like it's one of those typical goals, but it's not on my agenda. My agenda is brass. And look at that, some blazes. That is all I need. And I'm not going to break this structure, because I'd rather keep this thing intact, because all I'm going for is just the blaze. Just one blaze. If I was going there to go raiding, I'm not doing that. That just kills the fun. Because I'm more interested in learning about create. And also, I might have to put some fence gates or doors around that portal so these guys don't, you know, trample everywhere. Alright, so I think this should be enough netherrack to get up there. Because I really want to make brass so I can start automating. But I'm also looking at how long I've been recording too. I've been recording for like about 2 hours and 11 minutes. I would say this is very long, but hey, this is what it's like. Like, I'm not sitting here editing videos or anything like that, because this is the experience itself. But I gotta be careful because I don't want to fall down in this lava. Because all I just need is one blaze. Ow. Oh yeah, these guys hit pretty hard too. Stop hitting me. Oh yeah, we don't have no food. Alright. We entered the temple, but we only get in the blaze. Dang it. Come here. There we go. This is all we need. Just one blaze. No. No, 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 no. Why are we playing this? Minecraft, why are you doing this to me? I'm just gonna shove you off. Get down. Finally, we got ourselves the blaze burner. That's all we need, is the blaze burner. So I gotta swiftly enter out of here, because this is a dangerous spot, but I also don't want to be spotted here. But who knows, he might have already read the logs. But I'm only doing this to progress in my lore, because I can't stay stuck in one spot. I gotta continue. Okay, so it just turned into a regular piglin. And I'm going to feed myself some carrots. But I do need to make this area, like, safer, since I don't want those guys to keep popping out. So let me just install some iron doors for now. Or probably an iron door. Gotta slay you. I'm sorry. I mean, I might be able to put you back in the portal, because I really don't want to use violence. Come on. You gotta go back into your world. It's not a safe place. There you go. There we go. There. So now we have is a blaze burner. Since we have a blaze burner, I can begin doing what I need to do. Set the large water wheels. And begin doing my part. So where would I build? Since I basically moved out here, it feels like I have to try to try to imagine it. So it's gonna be rough for me to like try to sketch this in my mind. Like, I'm not sure I'm gonna make this all white walls, so it looks very solid looking for the diorite. Because we have like a few large wheels, and I can probably just have it. It can probably work just to function for some machinery, but it's going to be mostly surface level things. Sorry, allergies. So I would say this is sort of like me building my lab, but also at the same time getting adjusted to just making brass for once. Because I just want to make brass so I could just move on and make something cool, so I can see how things work. Alright, so we have one large wheel. Okay. And then we gotta pour water on top. And I gotta make some ladders too. I think I might just gotta use the polished cut diorite. I know I can't speak much, but at least it feels like I'm actually doing something that looks like progress. And then I know we have to get some water buckets. So that means we also got to go and try to get some iron. I mean, I would say this is a sad reality though, since we can't like go back to that area so we can get iron, and like we're already in the caves and such. Since we moved out here, we can't do that. We have to adapt in a way of how they want us to adapt. Sometimes it's sad, but that's how it is. I think I should just put a infinite water source here. This is going to be temporary until I start getting more sand and more other things. Or get myself situated. And maybe after this, I might eat some leftover fried chicken from Popeyes. Maybe. Because it does feel deserved just to do all this errand running. No planes, no nothing. Just pure exercise. Alright, so now we have this. Now I can begin working with the I think the deployer requires, yeah, so that would mean, since I have like extra wheels, so let me just put all this in here. So let me see. So I know we have a depot. That also means I have to cut down some trees. Why does it feel like I want to get a sorter mod just for the chesses? So let me just do this. Golden carrots. So we got golden carrots. Depot. Might make a few depots. Then we gotta use gears and shafts to speed it up. Because I'm gonna try to see if we can try to make brass. So we just type brass. Alright, so all we need is, okay, basin. Okay, a basin. That doesn't sound too bad. Okay, basin. And a mixer. And a side cogwheel. Iron plates. 5. Okay. So we are definitely, like, getting to the point where we're, like, using up everything that we got. Just to, finalize it all. I'm gonna use the hand crank. I'm gonna do it the old-fashioned way. This is gonna definitely use up, like, my energy. So let me just do it like this. Depot. Mechanical press. Hand crank. There we go. So we do that. There we go. So, okay, so now we have is a whisk. And now we have made is the, okay. Check again. Oh, cogwheel. So we just move that. Now we made ourselves the mechanical mixer. And the mechanical mixer, I think, is powered up by cogs. So that would mean I had to put a gear shafts and shafts. Man, these algae's really trying to take me down. Sometimes it's hard. I'm not sure it's like big and then small. Or it's small then big. I don't know. No, it's small. Okay, it's moving very slow. Okay, and then is that where big comes in? Yeah. Okay, it's speeding up, and then I put a small one. There we go. Now it changes its pace. Now the creeper is trying to kill me, or try to get to me, but he has to leave me alone because I've been trying very hard on this. But this is only just to get the mixer to work. Alright, so now we can place the mixer. Now the mixer is active. And we place our cauldron. I don't even know how, like, I'm not sure if this is, like, too high. Kind of looks too high. Because the cauldron is, like, right here. And then I place my blaze burner right here. And then all I got to do is input my materials. I'll say it's the copper and the zinc, which is very important. So we just put, I'm just going to probably like put 12. Not sure how many we get from this, but let me analyze it. So we get 2. So that would mean we get 24 out of this. So we just dump it in there. And then I add some fuel, which is, I could just put in some coal. There we go. Come on, are you going to mix? Are you going to mix, or is it like something I'm doing wrong? Copper and zinc. Strange. So it's not rotating with enough speed. Okay, so what do you want me to do? So do you want me to... I guess they want me to make it faster. So it's still too slow. Okay. We can make it faster. But this is going to be very messy, though. Since I got to keep making, like, big... Okay. Yeah, they can't be close to each other. Okay, so... When that happens, that goes small. And then I think we go small again? No. I'm still learning. Because if I do this, that makes it fast. And then if I do it like this, see, it keeps breaking. Okay. Nope. The creeper is really trying to see what I'm up to. I'm trying to debunk this speed issue. Because they want me to make it really fast. And I think this is what I'm trying to... I'm not sure. Do I got a place right here? No. Because this is fast. Because right here, this is fast. Unless it's still slow. Alright. Because all I want to do is get this mixer to work. My allergies. Because it should be fast enough. Alright, now let's try. What food do we have here? Might as well use some of these ladders. Okay. I'm just hoping if this is enough to satisfy the requirement. Okay, just put that in. There we go. It might be for a few seconds. Now we got ourselves some brass. Wonderful. And then just put some cherry logs in here. Keep it running. But now we have brass. And then that means I can also make deployers, and I can make mechanical arms. And then mechanical arms. Ooh, okay. Time to make the controller. Yeah. Just need brass. This. Yep. The only thing I'm missing is some iron ingots or iron nuggets, which means I might have to go mining. Okay, now we have real alloys. Let's go. A real requirement. Cut down some trees. Make some brass. There we go. Finally. So now, all we gotta do is get some iron. Because that is all we need. Some nuggets. Might as well just dig underground. Find a little bit of iron ore. Make some nuggets. Make some shafts. And then we got ourselves the mechanism. And then I can speed it up. And now we got fast material. So that means we gotta dig straight down to get iron. But it is sad that I have to start from like level 1 again. Just because I gotta make this move. But I gotta be careful because I don't know what's down there. But I'm just gonna be positive about this though. Despite I went against the word with going to the nether, but I still went and got what I needed, which is just brass. Because I'm not trying to speedrun the game. But I get it for lore purpose, but if I'm a scientist has to, like my intention is to basically just continue my research. Like, I can't just start in the world and not know anything. I immediately start learning. Like, that's what real scientists do. They don't stagnate. They have to continue. They do take breaks, but they can't stay stuck at just, like, at one stage. Like, if you understand what I'm saying. We don't stay at one stage. We actually have to explore. And now that we have some iron, means we gotta put it through the blast furnace. But of course, when we do another session, we might build something in the nether, which is just a mass smeltery machine. But it's going to require the use of lava instead of water, since water evaporates in there. But at least we are continuing our existence. That makes a lot of sense. So I'm going to cut down some of these oak trees. And one thing too is there's going to be a lot of things for me to harvest. Unless there's like a way for me to cut down trees efficiently. We don't have chainsaws. I mean, if we have create aeronautics, I might be able to make myself a like a saw or like some sort of tree cutter. But it's out of a contraption. But I have to spend time learning how to set it up. Since everything is a learning experience. So I already know how to make this. So now we gotta try to make the deployer. Which requires a brass hand, brass plates. So let me just press these. And I know I gotta make like sandpaper. Most definitely. Just to make, right now I'm trying to recall. So I know we gotta make a brass hand. Then we have the iron sheet. Polished quartz. Polished quartz requires redstone. Okay, that's cool. So, yep. So I'm just going to do it like this. So now we have rose quartz. So we gotta make sandpaper. 3 and sand. I know this is not the way to make real sandpaper, but this is create sandpaper. And then all I gotta do is do it like this. There we go. Sandpaper. And then we gotta make a iron plate. I might as well have to turn these into nuggets because we just need like 5. Alright, electron tube. And an andesite. Alright, now we have a deployer. Okay. So I think for the deployer, I could... I think deployer, I could try to just use a... like, it's going to be slow, but... I could just remove that. Fix it. Alright. So this part, I'm just going to use a vertical, connect it, and just place the deployer. I'm not sure. Let me see. Okay, so the deployer is more like a sideways contraption. Or side up contraption. Alright, so it's like this. Artificial intelligence. Yep, most definitely. So, I am very familiar with this process. You can see that my inventory start to look more like create, since this is intentional. But this also means I gotta move these chests somewhere. Yeah, I'm gonna try to move some of these chests somewhere. Cause it's gonna be a mess. Like, chests here. It's all part of the experience of play with mods. Okay, tanks. Zinc. I know zinc is part of it, but I think I'm just going to keep everything like more like this. Okay. Alright, so do that. I gotta keep 1. So that means take some wood, get some of those shafts. So I need that's 4, 5. Then I gotta make a few more for this one. Okay. And the gold, I gotta make 1 gold plate. There we go. And now we just gotta put that there. And the way I'm gonna do it, because since I'm familiar with it, so let me just type precise. I have to do this 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. That's how it goes. I know it's going to be a very odd pattern, but once you automate this, it's going to become a lot easier. So because this is how I do it. But you can try to install like some mods that pull um, automatically pull like the next one to make it easier. So right now, okay, large wheel, nugget, but definitely if you try to like automate this, like a whole assembly line of this would definitely be easy. Last remainders. Let's see. Boom. Complex curiosities. Now we got ourselves the rotational or rotation speed controller. This thing is very important. Now I can amplify the speed of things. Sorry. But it's a good feeling once you begin to make this. Vertical. Now I just place this down and put a big large wheel, and I can just do it like this. I can make it really fast. And now when I want to say meaning I could make this let me see. I could probably make that faster. There's just a lot of things now that I can do. However, I still gotta be mindful. So now that we have this, I could just put it in a particular way, and I could just put down my mechanical press, or yeah, let me just put like a regular gearbox right up here. There we go. And I could just place my mechanical press right here and my depot. And now we can smash stuff really fast. And I could also add my deployer right here to make it fast too. But this is definitely an upgrade. Maybe I want to probably put my mixer there too, so I can like mix items together a lot more efficiently. But this is definitely an upgrade. An upgrade that I definitely need. And I know I have to try to make some more just for this to rotate. Let's see. I think once I put like the finishing touches here, then I could wrap it up. Skeleton's already trying to kill me, so let me just go ahead and sleep in my bed. I know that I'm going to have to try to build up on this lab, because maybe that's what's going to be the next part, is to build up on the lab. Let me turn on my shader packs. I'm just going to see what it's going to look like from here, because I mean, it should be a lot more peaceful, but I know we have like the water wheels, but this looks pretty tolerable. Just gotta get rid of those trees or something, or just build higher so they don't have to like try to shoot in here. Because I really don't want them to come in here and, you know, destroy things that I just spent hours on. Because I would not be happy. So, let me just place down my polished cut diorite. There we go. And place down my blaze burner. Oh, you're right here. Leave me alone. Stupid anacrid. I mean, jumpy spiders are the exception. But look at that. So now we got a mixer. Where do you guys come from? I'm going to have to cut that tree down. Like, definitely I'm going to have to cut that tree down soon. I had to cut this tree down or trim it back because I don't want these guys to, come in here and start dropping in on me like that, because it's quite spooky and scary, because I don't want to be startled by the mobs. So now that we did that, we're going to add the deployer. Leave me alone! This is kind of irritating. Alright, so let me place it like this. Okay, so it's overstressed. Let me reduce it. 210 is too high. Okay. I'm just going to put it at 150. There we go. So it can still function. Yeah, I'm going to have to cut that damn tree back, because they're just kind of just coming in over and over. Just getting on my nerves. But I think that's going to conclude for this playthrough. And I did what I had to do. Despite I went against their wishes of how I'm supposed to play. But again, I can't be stuck in the Stone Age forever just because everybody else is in the Stone Age. I kind of function a little bit differently or faster than others. Not saying that I'm the fastest, it's just that I kind of just move at a different pace. Like, that's kind of me. But I hope you guys find this helpful in some way, or just enjoyable in whatever way. And if you do, then I am very grateful for your time. But until then, I'm just going to go ahead and cut this tree down, just so these guys can stop jumping over here, because I know this tree is giving them leverage to come here. Or I might as well just cut all these trees back so none of them can't spawn in, and all you just gotta see is creepers and skeletons, and possibly level out that area over there. But until then, see you guys next time, and yeah, just enjoy my new laboratory. Yep, that's all I got to say. Take care.